Right, everyone, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for this series with Everton. It's a Champions League final. It's the first one of the save, and it's the last episode. Playing PSG at the Camp Nou. Can we do it? Can we do it? No matter what happens, this is it. This is the end of the series, so we've got it all to do on ourselves, all the pressure to get the win and bring the Champions League home in our final season here, in our final game. Let's go. Since that emphatic win last time out against Man City, we have stuttered a little bit in the league. So obviously before we played Man City, we did lose 2-1 to Chelsea. We took the lead, and then Penkaku, as I'm going to call him, as he scored another penalty against us in the 79th minute before getting a 93rd minute winner for Chelsea, consigned us to defeat. But we then, and so then in the league, we then conceded late again, this time an 89th minute equaliser against Newcastle from Calvin Stengs, before we then drew 1-1 with Blackburn. This was a heavily rotated squad though. Jordan Pickford started for his last game for the club because he is moving to Nice, and I am going to stick with Geisbauer for the final because he is, on paper, a better goalkeeper. But yeah, we did rotate quite heavily. So hopefully everyone is pretty fresh for this game. We've been hammering the training. We've been doing a lot of, we had the big match preparation scenarios. So we had a lot of, match tactics, attacking movement. We added in a few extras, defensive corners, attacking corners, transitioning, pressing, penalties was already there as well. We looked at the physio's recommendations for the individuals and for what he would choose to set for their intensity, and he was generally recommending a lot of double intensity, to be fair. We went with that, and a lot of players didn't seem to suffer too much for it. Their condition stayed pretty good throughout. They're all raring to go. We've had the team meeting. Morale is through the roof, absolutely through the roof. So I think we're as ready as we're going to be. Some big team news. PSG are without Bastoni and Adeyemi. They also don't have Anthony or our old teammate in Harvey Barnes registered either. So that means that they're likely going to be going with Osman up front with Musiala and Depay as the wingers, with Ayub Aiden, Gio Reyna, Declan Rice in midfield. And then Hakimi and Marquinhos are basically looking at the data hub. We look at the general sort of passes in the last match. It's very much playing out from the back to the centre half and then hitting in Hakimi, with a lot of interplay over on the left-hand side between the wingers. So they're going to be the areas we're going to look to try and secure the pitch and secure the game in our favour. What we are going to do is, so remember last time out against, I think we do go with balance, to be fair. Let's play it sensible. You may remember last time out against City, we played Godfrey at the right back with Porro as the right winger, and we are going to stick with that because that did actually work really well for us in that game. And in the games afterwards for us, Pedro Porro has had quite a lot of joy in down the right flank, putting in between the left back and the centre half, because we do play quite narrow. So we're going to stick with him there, and I'm torn between Ward-Prowse and Gonçalves, and I am going to stick with Ward-Prowse just for his set piece ability, to be honest with you. And then we've got Gonçalves and Barella, who we can bring off the bench. Alan Edwards possibly a little bit unlucky not to start, but will be stupid to overlook the prowess of Luca, especially from those set pieces. Same with the likes of Araujo and Fofana. So yeah, this is the team we're going to go with. And I would normally, for a game like this, when we're playing against Osman, drop a bit deeper, because he is so rapid, but he seems to be playing, the scouts perceive and reckon he's going to be playing as a deep line forward. So I'm not actually foreseeing him to be making a lot of runs in behind. He's mainly going to be sort of popping up here in between Rodri and the centre half. So I reckon to try and bring in the likes of Musiala and Depay. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually closing down Depay is probably, I won't say never do it, but it's probably not that useful because he's quite skillful. Same Musiala, so I think we just go tight on Musiala. Reyna, I think we will close down. Rice, we will close down. Hakimi, we will try and mark him. And we will close down the centre halves as well. Kimpembe at left back. I'll probably be tempted to trigger press on him, to be honest with you. A lot of pressing triggers, to be fair. Probably too many, and we'll see how it goes during the game. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. Let's just check our set pieces. More on the attack. You know, I think I probably want Luca at the back defending. With Alvarez up top. Luca, you know what? We're going to set him to mark the tall player. Because he's such a unit at the back. And in terms of attack, that's... Oh... Let's sort this out. Because it's not... Because I forgot, with the new tactic, we've not got it set up how we want it. Excuse me, everyone, while we sort this out. Right, corner sorted, everyone. There's a chance that this might actually really work in our favour. Because we've not actually really been training that set piece routine, the AI might not be expecting it, so it might actually work really well for us. Yeah, because it's the Santos Laguna tactic, I hadn't actually, obviously set up the corner routines for it. Which is a bit stupid, but you know what? If it does the job today, that's all that matters. Honestly, everyone, I am really nervous. I don't quite know what to expect. Right, everyone, here we go. In my nervousness, I didn't realise that it wasn't recording, and I'd just been playing the first 5-6 minutes of the game. So we're back. Yes, here we are. I've had to rewind it a little bit, which is why you'll notice that a lot of stuff is greyed out at the bottom. But we're going to be watching it on extended highlights rather than key highlights this time. But we'll see what happens. If we're going to get a lot of dross highlights, we might revert back to key. But I feel like for such an occasion like this, Champions League final, which we've been building for so long, the whole reason we did this extra 6th season here with Everton was for this. So let's hope it proves worth the while and we can get the trophy. Just checking if it's picking up the music. It doesn't seem to be picking up the music. Possibly, there we go. It's where it seems to be working now. Yeah, so I've already seen some of this. So one thing I have been noticing is that DeMarco seems to be getting pressed quite easily by Depay. Depay, who I'm pretty sure is probably of a advancing years in terms of FM. And yeah, PSG, the assistant did say is likely to play gegenpress, so we'll have to be mindful of how quickly they're receiving, winning the ball back on that counter press. And it might be that we look to maybe not necessarily slow the pace down, but try and play it at a slightly more measured speed, just so that we sort of reduce the risk of our mistakes, but not to the point where we invite the press on us too much. Yeah, and obviously we're going to be keeping an eye out for Osman to see at what point he potentially starts playing as more of an advanced forward. Depay offside, Memphis offside. To see at what point he starts playing as more of an advanced forward, because he is generally dropping in between, as we suspected, in between Rodri and our back two, which is fine by me, because for someone with his pace, I don't particularly want him running in behind. I want him to receiving the ball, preferably with his back to goal. And, you know, that will keep him at arm's length quite comfortably. Yeah, Aiden winning the ball, or Aiden winning the ball back there. But DeMarco, see, winning the ball, really intercepting it nicely ahead of Memphis. But yeah, so this is something I'm worried that it's playing the whole game because I've had to like rewind it a little bit. At the moment, we're just watching us passing it around. We don't need to see that. What happens if we go next highlight? So that takes us to 9 minutes. Okay. I think it had progressed a little bit past this actually, to be fair. So we'll keep an eye on it. And if it seems to just be showing dross, we'll keep going until it's sort of caught up. That's a lovely ball from Conte. Pedro Porro plays it toward. Ooh, it's a corner. That's a corner. I thought that might have actually been a goal kick. DeMarco. And that's saved by Donnarumma again. But hopefully an early sign that our moves for the corners just before the game. Oof, that's saved again. Are going to reap some rewards with Rodri picking the ball up now. Out to Araujo. Fofana. Or Prowse. Fofana plays it back to Conte. We don't mind that. Fofana resists the press from Aiden really, really well there. Alvarez just couldn't get in behind Hakimi. That's a space that I would be looking for Alvarez to try and exploit in between Marquinhos and Hakimi, because Hakimi is playing as a complete wing back, so I'll be hoping that Alvarez can exploit the space that he is inevitably going to leave behind. So I'm just going to keep checking to make sure that the mic is recording. We don't want to repeat of what we've had previously, everyone, where the mic just stops recording partway through during an episode. Easy interception. And it, like I said, if it just sort of proceeds to just passing... Oh, no. There's another chance. Oh, tackle. Well, let's skip to the next highlight. 17 minutes. Oh, and this might actually be up to date now because I can't skip to another highlight. Is that saying it was live? Yeah, it says it's live. Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro! Oh my word, everyone. 1-0 inside 18 minutes. Pedro Porro playing in as that winger, coming in off the... look at that, just to be... That's a great ball from Rodri. Porro just off the shoulder of... Who is that? Who's the number 8? Who is he? Couldn't see. Declan Rice, maybe? In behind. And Pedro Porro puts us 1-0 up. Look at those stats so far, everybody. Right, we seem to be running as we wanted to now. Come on, Godfrey. Yeah, that's right. Send him wide. No. That's blocked. Well blocked by Rodri. 1-0. 1-0 ahead, everyone. Cleared off the line by DeMarco. We'll have that. Osman still playing as a deep line forward. Depay, Musiala. Do we need to consider... No, we're already forcing them outside. That's fine. Kimpembe playing as a wing-back, I think, is a rogue move. He never strike. Obviously, he's more a natural centre half anyway. So he never strikes me as someone who's particularly right for going forward. He seems more of like a defensive option rather than a Pedro Porro in again. Why would you go for the chip? Just place it into the corner. Do not try and chip that. This is amazing, everyone. 1-0 up against PSG in the Champions League final. And yeah, I could not be happier with that first half. Very comfortable. 1-0 ahead. Yeah, can we maybe tell Alvarez to sit a little bit narrower, maybe, to sort of make the most of that Hakimi pushing higher? That's why we want Porro there, because he's going to whip those crosses in across the box for Luka. That is exactly why I want him in that position. And I need him to ease off tackles because I do not want him getting sent off. The last thing we need is to go down to 10 men. 55 minutes in, and we've limited PSG to 1 shot on target. That's a save by Donnarumma as well. Donnarumma saved that. Looking for it going over the line, but it would have been going wide. It was going past the post. Luka is tiring a little bit, so it might be time for Alan Edwards, as is Julian Alvarez. So you know what I think we do for Julian Alvarez? And you might think I'm crazy. You might well think I'm crazy. But in what is going to be our last game here, we're going to bring on Anthony Gordon. Like I said, you might think I'm stupid, but I feel like I need this nostalgia. I feel like Anthony Gordon's been here, along with a few others, like Ben Godfrey, since the beginning. And I feel like he's been here so long, he deserves the opportunity. And Pedro Porro is struggling as well. So I think we go for Rooney Bargy to add a little bit of pace and impetus. And it looks, everyone, like we could be going for a win here. We're going to bring on... Oh, no. I jinxed it, everyone. I jinxed it. We're going to leave Luca on just a little bit longer. We're going to play Rooney Bargy. They brought on Neymar. Hakimi. Musiala ghosting across there, across the back line. I'm not happy with that. Really not happy to see that. No. Well, that was lucky. It's going to go to extra time, I think, is it? Yeah, it's gone to extra time. Okay. So we made a couple of changes. We brought on Alan Edwards and we brought on Pedro Gonçalves with Ward-Prowse going into the box-to-box role. Ward-Prowse is not having a great game, but Conte was really tired. PSG have made a formation change as well. Hakimi has actually gone to the left wing-back, and Neymar and Osman are now playing up top. They're basically playing like a 4-4-2 diamond. Osman is playing as an advanced forward, so it might well be actually that we do look to just drop that defensive line a little bit. And Musiala is playing as a number 10. So it would be that we stick Rodri to mark him. I know you all think I'm mad bringing on Anthony Gordon, but I think it has to be done after everything this season. Everything this series, obviously Anthony Gordon has been kind of ever present for us ever since the start. You know, such a big game player early doors for us, you know, getting penalties in the first FA Cup final for us. He's always been here, he's always been there. It just feels right to play him. Edwards, he's onside! He is onside! Anthony Gordon with the assist, everyone. Is he proving himself here in this big game, extra time, justifying me bringing him on? Alan Edwards getting his 24th goal of the season. Look at this, Rooney Bargy playing a ball over. Anthony Gordon beating Rosas, heading it on, and Alan Edwards volleys it in, and I think we can afford to go back to balance now, everyone. Well, it's 2-1 going into the second half of extra time. And we don't want you getting sent off either, Rodri. So you can ease off tackles, but I want you to go a bit more defensive. And I think we maybe tell Rooney Bargy to be a bit more supporting, because I've actually asked Rooney Bargy to mark Hakimi. So I don't want it to be just on Godfrey to be keeping an eye on Hakimi, because then Godfrey's going to get like doubled up on potentially with Musiala if he's drifting out wide. I want Bargy to be the one keeping an eye on Hakimi. You've got 10 minutes of extra time left to hold on, everyone. And I think we maybe start trying to slow things down a little bit. I don't think... I expect that they will start struggling to keep the press up, because, you know, a lot of them are really tired. So I think if we just start slowing the ball down a little bit, they shouldn't be able to press us as well. 2 minutes to go, everyone. We just need to hold on. Please don't do that. I don't like that. That's a great block. Great block from DeMarco. I'm going to say I shouldn't really be able to do any more subs. We've got a minute to go, everyone. A minute to go until we could potentially get crowned Champions League winners. Champions of Europe. 40 seconds. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. Great block down the line, and it stayed in. That's what we want, because that just keeps the clock ticking down. 10 seconds. No! Oh my word! Who was that? Who is this? Who is this? Right, it's DeMarco. It is DeMarco, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Musiala brings the ball down, goes past Geisbauer, goes for the shot, and DeMarco from absolutely nowhere with the block. Absolutely nowhere with the block. Just from downtown, sneaks round. That's away by Araujo. Anthony Gordon. We're going to keep it on this, because this... There we go, everyone. Everton are Champions League winners after beating PSG 2-1 after extra time with an unreal bit of defending from Federico Di Marco at the end to secure it for us. And with that, we are playing Champions League football next season because we came 5th in the league. But that means that we qualify for the Champions League again. Surreal. Everyone, surreal. Surreal. Well, everyone, there you have it. Champions League winners. Iconic Mountford builds Everton legacy. That's the point, actually. What, no, it's info, isn't it? Legends. Are we an icon? Icon now? Icon. Not quite a legend, but we're an icon. That's the first Champions League for the club. So let's see what, like, there'll be 5 English teams in the Champions League next season. And you know what? We're going to leave the club in such a good place as well because we've got 5 really exciting youngsters coming in. We've got Alchir Brito, who I'm really looking for. Well, I look forward to seeing how he develops in the 5-year sim. Brazilian centre half, absolute unit, so tall. Bigger Melenda, he won the Next Gen 50. He looks like he's going to be a great midfielder. Really, really solid. Probably an ideal Rodri replacement. Erkin Ajlan is going to be probably perfect replacement for like Ward Prowse or someone like that. In terms of his playmaking from the middle, maybe not in terms of his set piece ability. Nuttall, really exciting looking inside forward on the left hand side. His rating is really rubbish considering what his actual attributes look like. It's not even like he's got bad determination. He just looks really, really good. Kelvin Suarez, good striker option, coming in from Porto, and Richard Akpamavor is coming in from Newcastle. Looks like a really good inside forward on the right hand side. Everton are Champions League winners. Here we go, everyone. We'll just do the final end of season review here. So, what do they make of our signings? So, Wesley Fofana, they were happy with. DeMarco, not massively happy with. Alan Edwards, they weren't happy with because we spent a lot of money on him. 74 million, yeah, but he got 23 goals, including one in that Champions League final. He's now worth 121 to 130 million. Ronald Araujo, they should be happy with. Enrique, they should definitely be happy with him because he was very cheap and he's young. Conte, they were happy with, even though he was, an elder statesman signing. He is definitely proved worth the outlay. Eduardo Luis, youngster, he's played a few games. He's not someone who's who's brought in straight away. He's someone who's going to be for the future. Same with Cesar Augusto. Pedro Gonçalves, they're not happy with, but he will be good for the club, I'm sure. Same with Ben Carroll, Lamina Gomez, Julian Alvarez. He certainly was one who came on really, really good towards the end of the season. Zach Salter, we never really got the chance to properly see him, to be fair, and I don't think he's going to want to stay because he signed a new contract at Southampton and he's not even happy with his time with us. Premier League, as I said, we came 5th, but the board were quite happy with that. Weren't happy with the Champions League, the FA Cup. Weren't bothered about the Carabao Cup, but obviously winning the Champions League far exceeds their expectations. 4-0 win over Wolves. How was the match to remember the one against Barcelona? I mean, I know we had 10 men through injury, but surely the PSG game, the Champions League final. Yeah, the Ramsey right back volley we looked at. Luca Porro, Edwards, Conte, and Barello. Current reputation is now 5-star worldwide. That's just from winning the Champions League. The club is set for the future. I'm sorry, there's such a good good batch of exciting youngsters coming through. When we look, they've got, Fofana's not old by any stretch. Neither is Araujo. They've got Guys, Bauer. They've got Barello. They've got Edwards, Enrique, Bargy. If he can develop any more, I doubt it, but you never know. Cesar Augusto, Herrera. Who knows? He might sort of kick on a little bit. They've got Lamina Gomes, Oscar Gomez. Gosh, I keep forgetting about some of these. Jakub Kowski going to be coming back. He might get loaned out again. He might get told he's certainly worth a lot. Alec Lyle is another one who could come good, who might get loaned out. Alejandro Laboro. Eduardo Luis we've touched on. Josh Hurst probably will get sold. He's not really developed into anything major. Chris King again might get sold. What a lovely way to end the series, everyone. And like I said, I will do a 5-year sim for this, so we will be back with this one in the future. I hope you have enjoyed it, everyone. I really hope you have enjoyed this journey we've been on here with Everton. And I shall see you all very soon. We've got FM23 beta hopefully dropping. Looks like I think we're going to be doing a Juve beta save. A couple of years ago, you might not have thought a Juve beta save was that big. When you see how poor they're doing in real life at the moment, I think it's probably a good time to do one. See if we can get them the Champions League. And yeah. Wow. Yeah. Take care, everyone. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.